Hello and welcome to Economic Forum. My name is John Masu. And in this program we discuss various issues affecting our economy in Zimbabwe. There can be issues to do with trade, manufacturing, industry, ICTs, and many other issues. We bring them here in order to see how they impact on our economic development. And today we shall be focusing on what COMESA is doing in terms of promoting women in business. And we are very fortunate to be hosting the chairperson of COMFWEB, which is part of COMESA, and that is Dr. Edna Mkurajija. You will tell us the full name of that organization and what your objectives are.
COMFWEB stands for COMESA Federation of Women in Business. As you may know, COMESA is represented in 21 countries. We had the privilege and honor of having the delegates who came from our HQ, Malawi. We had women who were being trained in terms of e-commerce. We looked at financial literacy. We also looked at exporting. What do you need to do if you are going to be exporting, export management. We also covered branding. It's very important to make sure that you're branding when you are going to export to South Africa or to Tunisia. The competition is big. So COMESA Federation of Women in Business is focusing on helping women entrepreneurs to be able to run their businesses and to be able to grow their businesses, and also to look at export market.
Yes, and you're looking at a very wide area, as you said, that this comprises of 21 countries. And what is the situation in Zimbabwe here where you are chair?
I'm very excited that 3 months ago we had our trade fair, our 5th trade fair in Madagascar. We had women who came from Zimbabwe, and our exhibition stand in Madagascar. Zimbabwe actually came out first. That shows the work that women are doing. We've got women in different sectors. We have women in mining, we have women in manufacturing, women in agriculture. So we are just encouraging, whatever sector that you are in.
I think that's very important, Dr. Mkurajija, because these roles were otherwise not known to be done by women in the past. So if you could spell out those roles that you in COMESA are actually promoting so that women don't take them as preserves of men only.
Through COMESA, what we are saying is, even the male-dominated industry, it's possible for a woman to be in mining. It's possible for a woman to do construction. We have, from our database, we are talking of over 4,000 women who are part of, COMESA Federation of Women in Business. And these women are in different sectors. We are talking financial services. We are talking agriculture. Any sector that you can think of. There are women, who are doing even cross-border. Women who are into IT. The world is now going digital. And because, the digital space, is an area that we are actually saying, where are you? We have women who have made it, in Zimbabwe. These women are now mentors, to the next generation. The focus now is how can we help the youth and the next generation as far as, them starting businesses. And I'm really excited about the work that we are doing where, older women are teaching, younger women.
How is the participation done within your organization? Is it as an individual, as you've mentioned, some of the prominent women, or do you participate in this federation by being a member of a chapter or an organization in your country?
We are looking at women-led institutions. We are looking at women in business, women who are climbing up the corporate ladder, and we are also looking at women associations. So any association for women, they are part of COMESA Federation of Women in Business, and if they are women-led institutions, they are also part of COMESA Federation of Women in Business.
And do you also involve those who are coming from the grassroots, and what is the enthusiasm like?
We've got a grassroots program, that we have for women that we are saying, if you are coming from the rural areas, or even if you are in urban areas and maybe you don't even have anywhere to start, We've got the grassroots program that we have been running for the past 3 years. We've got an entrepreneurs training where we are talking financial literacy. We are looking at, how do you even prepare a business plan? When you go to a bank, the first thing they ask you, give us your business plan. So we are teaching the women to be able to prepare, business plans. The encouragement is, register your business. So there are women who are just operating, but we are saying to them, start by registering your business. You also need to open a bank account. We've got financial institutions that we are working with, that we are encouraging women to be able to have a track record. You cannot go to a bank and ask for a loan for 100,000 when you do not have a track record. So we are encouraging the women to be able to, from grassroots, women coming from rural areas, from Nyamapanda, from Guruve, from, Binga, they are now part of our database, and we are encouraging them to start, businesses.
That's Dr. Edna Mkurajija. She's the chairperson of the COMESA Federation of Women in Business. And we're talking about how women are being developed in business skills in this economic block. So join us in the second segment of Economic Forum. We are now in the second segment of Economic Forum, where we are discussing women in business, especially in the COMESA region. And we have our guest here, who is Dr. Edna Mkurajija, the chairperson of COMESA Federation of Women in Business, which as an acronym you call COMFWEB.
Yes.
Yes. You mentioned about some of the activities that women are involved in, especially in mining, manufacturing, and so forth. Let's go deeper into that. For someone who is listening, who now knows that there are varied and vast opportunities now available for women.
So, COMESA Federation of Women in Business, they are looking at creating opportunities, for women to be able to export. And we always say, why think local market when you can export? When you can look at Zambia, when you can look at Tunisia, when you can look at the other markets, outside of, Zimbabwe. And the other opportunity for being a member for COMESA Federation of Women in Business, we are also talking access, to finance. So if you have a business, you want to start a business, we are saying to you, we can actually help you. We have a network, of women, that you can actually benefit from, who may be in the same industry, with you.
Yes. Yeah. I think another important area is how you then link with the COMESA Secretariat in order to take advantage of its networks to develop women in these different countries that are members of COMESA.
Yes, so when you look at the way the Secretariat works, they are looking at the 21 COMESA countries, and they're actually saying, when you look at Zimbabwe chapter, where are the opportunities for the women? We have been talking incubation hubs, and we're actually, there's funding that is available for these hubs. And, the funding is coming through the COMESA Secretariat. So there are so many opportunities, for women, to be part of, the network. And the encouragement is, it's better for you to consider being part of this network than for you to just continue running your business by yourself.
Yes. Dr. Mkurajija, how do you, work with other organizations which are part of regional integration, cooperation, promotion, like Zimtrade, for instance? Do you have any programs with them?
Yes, we work with Zimtrade. We just had the training for export readiness. We had Zimtrade, we had UNDP. We also had COMESA Federation of Women in Business, and we had other women associations being part of this, training. And I'm sure you've heard about the African Continental Free Trade Area, where we are saying, all the countries in Africa have signed except for one. So the encouragement is for women to think export market, and that's the space that we are operating in right now, as far as COMESA Federation of Women in Business is concerned.
So, Dr. Mkurajija, you also had, an awards ceremony for excellence. Tell us about it.
The COMESA Awards stand as the epitome of excellence in the Republic of Zimbabwe, representing a national honor and a celebration of success within the Zimbabwe business women community. They serve as a hallmark of achievement, inspiration, and success, showcasing the remarkable contributions of Zimbabwean women. The prestigious awards symbolize the spirit of entrepreneurship and excellence, embodying the values of dedication, innovation, and resilience that define the Zimbabwean business women landscape.
I'm now joined by Esther Mambo, who is a programs officer at Confweb. Firstly, tell us about the relationship between Confweb and the Secretariat of COMESA. How do you work together?
Okay, allow me first to give a brief introduction into the COMESA Federation of Women in Business. The COMESA Federation of Women in Business was set up by the heads of states and government of the 21 COMESA member states. In their view, the heads of state thought that, you know what, we've had institutions that we're forming. We want to have an institution of our own. And this institution will focus on women in business. And our mandate as Confweb is to focus on women and youth in business in the 21 countries. And the reason why we are here in Zimbabwe is to support our local chapter, Confweb Zimbabwe chapter.
With your purpose here in Zimbabwe, especially the recamp, and you have attended quite a number of them.
Yes.
What were your overall impressions and the benefits that Zimbabweans got?
Okay, the recamp is a program of the European Union in partnership with COMESA under the EDF 11, and the program is looking at how can women take advantage of the African Free Trade Area. So we've had this training in 21 countries, and Zimbabwe being one of those countries, and we are looking at 3 value chains. And the reason why we are looking at these 3 value chains, which include agro-processing, leather and leather products, as well as horticulture, is because we have realized in Africa and in the sub-Saharan Africa, most of our women are in these value chains. But we want to expand them. We want these value chains to go into agro-processing. So how do we take the women from the grassroots, who is growing her products at the farm, to be able to process these products and be able to sell them in the market? And we are in the region, or we are talking of the African Continental Free Trade Area. We want our women to be able to trade as other women around Africa within this agreement of the African Continental Free Trade Area. So under the recamp, we've trained our women, the women of Zimbabwe and across the region. We have different modules, and in Zimbabwe we're looking at 5 modules where we're teaching them about financial literacy, export management, branding, as well as logistics, supply chain. And we want them to utilize these trainings to be able to further their own enterprises. We look at MSMEs, and SMEs, when we look at them, there are challenges that they are experiencing, which is in finance, which is not being able to go out there and sell their products. So the recamp has come at the right time for the women in Zimbabwe to take advantage, to be able to trade under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Besides trading and also bringing in inputs from other countries,
Yes.
how far have you gone in teaching or mentoring the women on manufacturing and producing goods for the country?
Actually, allow me to go. Recently, we've had our recamp, and it was amazing. I've seen the women in Zimbabwe do amazing things. And one of the things that caught my attention in Zimbabwe is that the women, we've had women that are at the level of medium enterprises. But these women are not only talking about themselves, they're talking about the youth that they're bringing in the fold. We have a woman, a very young lady, she's processing chili, and she was telling me of a situation where she's bringing the creative youth through the creative industries. We also had a woman who is doing in the digital space, and she was saying that for her work is to promote these women from after the process. That's not the end of the journey. They need to market. So we're talking about market access. And this lady from Zimbabwe, very well established, she has a business. She was talking of a tech startup. So she brings these women. They have branded their goods and they want to trade. So she brings them through the fold of e-commerce. And then after the e-commerce, they're able to reach to women in Tunisia, women in Kenya, women in Zimbabwe. And I wish to also mention that the Zimbabwean chapter won at the Madagascar Trade Fair, which is our annual Confweb Trade Fair, where we bring different, all these countries together. And apart from just producing, you should see what these women brought to the recamp training that just ended recently. Very good products. And I actually want to appreciate that the women of Zimbabwe are doing so much in the space of trade and in the space of agro-processing.
That's Esther Mambo, who is the programs officer at Confweb. And in the third segment, we are going to be hearing from different women who participated at the recamp that was held in Zimbabwe. We are now in the third and final segment of Economic Forum, and in this segment we are going to be hearing from the women who participated in the recamp that was held by the COMESA Federation of Women in Business. So let's hear from them.
The Confweb training has enlightened me, like on the e-commerce, the way we do supply chain program, the way we package our product. I think from here we are going to implement all the information we have learned from this training. We are open to every matter. For now, we are supplying Zimbabwe only for now, but we are looking forward to export our products. I'm targeting to export to Mozambique, Zambia, Botswana, even South Africa. They like our products, like for example the animal feed.
We aim to empower young people and women through just sharing skills, skills development, and involving our youth and creating job opportunities through our initiatives. So yeah, that's basically why we are here, and Confweb has created a platform for us here in Zimbabwe to share what we do, to also be able to exhibit and even just learn from their various areas in their modules that they offer us. So I have learned a lot, and I am excited for the future for our company, Turi Collective, and just for myself as a brand, and for myself and other women and young people that follow me, and that I am able to inspire and impact.
We are focusing on digital skills development for women, youths and SMEs. And this year we were running with two initiatives, the Tech-Driven Entrepreneur Program, where we were helping women to adopt digital marketing for international trade. What we have realized is that women shun technology. So we have come up with a program to empower them to embrace technology and digital marketing for international trade, and also for the growth of their business beyond borders. We are training youths between the ages of 18 and 35 on digital skills. We know that our youth are not employed, most of them currently, but we are giving them a digital skill to make them employable. Thank you so much for the empowering program that we had this week. I learned a lot, and I'm really geared. I've got a dream for 2025. 5,000 women should adopt digital technologies for business growth.
As Confweb women, having been trained under the recamp, we are not looking back. We are having a winning mindset, and we're moving forward. So we're looking forward to more training, but I want to say that it's a new era for us as Zimbabwean women, because we were so enlightened through all the modules that we went through, and we're excited because our careers and our businesses are going to the next level because of COMESA.
From the training, I learned a lot, especially the e-commerce program. It really helped me, because mostly we'll be focusing only here in Zimbabwe, but now we are able to export our services outside Zimbabwe. So thank you so much, COMESA, and I also want to encourage other women to join Confweb.
I'm a farmer by profession. I'm proud to be a farmer as a woman, and I'm encouraging women out there and youth to come and join farming. As you know, Zimbabwe was once a breadbasket in agriculture, and wherever we go, we always came number one. 3 months ago, we were in Madagascar, and you all know Zimbabwe, we came out number 1 out of 21 countries. So I'm proud to be a farmer, a woman in farming. This program really changed our lives, and we are going to change the way we are operating our business through the modules that we went through.
I'm a farmer. I'm into sports, and I enjoy preserving food. So I came up with this project so that I will preserve food. Normally, there is abundance of food and people throw away. And we want to use it. We want to preserve it so that we use it when it's out of season. So I thought of this project and I said I'm going to do it. I'm saying to COMESA, it is important that we train the young ones. They are growing, they need to know how to make money. They need to know how to preserve food, because some of them don't even have these skills. Yes, we can impart skills to those young ones because we don't want them to be idle. Because a lot of things are happening. There are a lot of drugs, and when you occupy them, you will find that they will be occupied. They won't think of the drugs. They will be thinking of making money. So I'm going to have a group which I'm going to teach on food preservation.
Well, those are the impressions of those who attended the COMFOEB conference or recamp in Zimbabwe. And with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Economic Forum, where we also had Dr. Edna Mukura-Jija, who is the chairperson of COMFOEB, as well as Esther Mambo, who is the programs officer. If you'd like to get in touch with us, please do so on the numbers that are showing on your screen. And if you'd like to engage with us, you can also do that on the social media platforms that again are showing. So from me, John Masugu, and the production crew, we wish you happy viewing.